Good morning. Please get out your Bibles and turn to page 1. The book of Genesis begins with the ancient story of creation, which is shared by the three great religions and thousands of not so great ones. The same story that's been causing all that trouble down in Georgia, where the school board put warning stickers on science textbooks and the court said take them off. Seems like every 25 years or so this story stokes the world again. Anyway, once the earth is formed, the sun rises on Eden, where God has just fashioned a man from mud. The land that this mud was in was called Mesopotamia. Today it's called Iraq. Remember Babylon? You probably don't. It was ahead of our time. Babylon was an ancient city-state run by the mean and powerful King Nebuchadnezzar, who was as bad as his name. This guy picked fights with smaller guys and took over enough neighborhoods until he became real page 1 material. Babylon was huge. Good clubbing, had the cradle of civilization aspect. Rumor is it's supposed to be the grave of civilization someday. Anyways, seems that some of our boys may have got a little, well, the U.S. Marines have been in Babylon since the war began and ended and continued. Right now the U.S. Marines are basically there to protect Babylon. At first they were there to be protected by it, then to protect it, but things happened. Parking was needed. The vehicles are heavy. They asked permission and everything. Well, golly, didn't know that no damage was done, or they would have did something about it in the first place. Okay, so what do we got? A few broken dragons at the Ishtar Gate, a crushed 2,600-year-old brick road. They were using this road? It's probably time to replace it anyway, but some of the bricks were stamped by King Nebuchadnezzar too. Gosh, that's a shame. But now the British Museum is furious. Some Marines are outwardly worried they might be ignored or even slapped by the angry British curators. Still on page 1 here, let's finish up the story of old King Nebuch. King Nebuchadnezzar II was the most powerful man on earth who built the Tower of Babel, the tallest building in the world, in order to glorify himself and to put himself just a little bit closer to God. God reportedly hated the idea so much he destroyed the goddamn thing, just toppled it. People scattered. It made a real impression because all of a sudden everybody started speaking different languages and nobody understood anybody else anymore. It was all Babylonian baloney, also known as Babel, blah blah blah, and blogging. Sad. Sad because any army that occupies and then desecrates sacred ground, any army that uses sacred ground as cover, any army dumb enough to be proud to be ignorant is a ghost in the army of Babylon. We still don't understand each other. Blah, 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 blah.